And we have safely arrived for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy Thursday to you, 5th day of December 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. What you see behind me is not a live shot from our PTZ camera, but it doesn't really matter. It's still on the fritz, and even if it was working, we can't see anything because there we go again, low clouds and fog. 2 more days of this stuff. When was the last time we saw the sun? It's been a while. About, what, 10, 11 days, I think, we've been dealing with this stuff, and this gunk just keeps right on coming. Almost no temperature variation. Yesterday, Wednesday, our high was 31, our low was 28. We're going to do it again today. A little bit warmer, perhaps, on Friday. Things are going to start changing on Friday night. That big ridge of high pressure that's been dominating the weather, not just in our area, but all over the western United States, is going to start to flatten and move. That's going to allow another system to come in. A little snow in the mountains, probably rain down here, and considerably warmer temperatures by the time we get to the weekend. We're going to do a complete 180 as far as Mother Nature is concerned. Those details are on the way. Plus, we'll do the news. Plus, we'll preview Kraken. They are in the greater New York area. They got the Islanders tonight. They got the Devils tomorrow. They got the Rangers in the world's most famous arena. That'll be on Sunday. Plus, we'll preview prep basketball. We have a broadcast tonight, doubleheader. On Facebook at 5:30, we'll tip it off with the Wenatchee girls taking on the Brewster Bears. And then at 7 o'clock on both Facebook and television, the Wenatchee boys taking on the Brewster Bears. Grant Olson with the call, so Grant will have a busy day today. We'll have that for you tonight. And if you missed it yesterday, we're going to give you one more shot to get to know B.J. Anderson, the new executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, in the back half of the program. First things first, though, it is Thursday. And if you're just joining us, we're going to do this every Tuesday and every Thursday throughout the holiday season, really into the new year. We're talking about small town holidays in Chelan and Manson. They pooled all of their resources, all of these great little businesses, most of them mom and pop stores in downtown Chelan, in the greater Chelan area and the Manson area. They're all in it together, and they want you to do your Christmas shopping up there. I mean, why not? You get that good vibe going, and you're helping the local economy. And today it's a $50 gift card to Lush Life, right in the heart of downtown, right across the street, I think, from Campbell's. The last time I was up there, that's where it was. I don't think it's moved. It's got a little bit of everything. You're going to find things at Lush Life. Basically it's a health and beauty store, but it's a lot more than that. And they have an unbelievable selection of holiday decor and stuff that you're going to go into Lush Life and you're going to go, where did you find this stuff? And they're going to buy something from Lush Life for somebody on your list, and then they're going to open it up on Christmas and they're going to go, this is cool. Where did they find this? It's that kind of store. It's called Lush Life. It's right in the heart of downtown Chelan. And if you want to win a $50 gift card to Lush Life, you send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. We gave away the $50 gift card to the Culinary Apple on Tuesday. We'll do it again today to Lush Life in downtown Chelan. 1 entry per email address. You know the rules by now. We've done this before. So if you have more than 1 email address, you can enter more than once, but you can't enter continuously like 50 times over on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Plus, it's annoying. And employees of WIC Communications are not eligible. Sorry, those folks. That means I can't win either. Give me your email. Send them in to me for a $50 gift card to Lush Life Chelan. There's something for that special somebody on your list, and Lush Life has it there. It's definitely a unique thing. Okay, let's jump ahead to the weekend outlook from the National Weather Service, because things are going to change, and change in a big way. We'll be done with the clouds and the fog. It's going to start flattening out, and here comes a little bit of ridge. There's a slight chance of a little wintry precipitation in the Cascades. The snow level is going to be about 4,000 feet. And then a shortwave trough moves into the area just in time for the weekend. It really starts Friday night. The upper level ridge will flatten out. It'll be gone. Our stretch of dry, cold, gray, kind of lucky weather will absolutely come to an end. So the ridge is going to stick around for 2 more days, all day today, all day tomorrow. So the stratus and the fog really doesn't go anywhere until we get to Friday night. And then things will start changing in a big way, especially temperature-wise, but also some much needed precipitation as well. Let's get right to it from the National Weather Service. Fogs and clouds and fog and clouds and clouds and fog. We're at 30 now. We're not going to get much warmer, about 33 for the afternoon high, if you want to call it that. 27 for the overnight low tonight. One more day of this junk. By the way, some of this fog could be freezing fog, especially out in the Columbia Basin. They're dealing with some really bad visibility out there. About 36 for the high. Then Friday night, and I mean late Friday night, more like early Saturday. We're talking like 3 or 4 a.m. On Saturday morning is when the rain's going to start coming. Could be freezing rain in some pockets. Because the overnight low is about 31. On Saturday morning, you could wake up to some freezing rain, but by about 8 or 8:30, it'll be all rain. And look how much warmer we're going to get. We're going to go from 36 to 44 on Saturday. So not a lot of rain, but a steady light rain most of the afternoon on Saturday, going right on into Saturday night. The snow level is going to be at 3,000 feet on Saturday night, so maybe some of the foothills could get a little dusting of snow. Sunday looks gorgeous. Sunshine at 46. Lots of it. So here comes the sun finally. It's been a long time since we've been able to see it. We will, and we'll be able to enjoy it Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then we cloud right back up on Wednesday as another high-pressure ridge begins to build up. Hopefully it won't be as strong, and we'll be stuck with the low clouds and fog like we've been dealing with for about the last 10 or 11 days. All right, that's your forecast. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes and let you know what the heck's going on around here. We call that the news. And us next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
It's true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are terminating coverage, and they will no longer be available for you beginning January 1st, 2025. So you have 2 big options. 1, join one of the 2 new Medicare Advantage plans, WellCare or Humana. Or number 2 is go back to original Medicare and join a supplement and a Part D drug plan. But there's so much more to discuss here, so here are some suggestions to get you started. Go to our website or call your local Springwater Insurance office for more information.
31 degrees, and that's pretty much our high temperature today. Here we go again. One more, actually 2 more days of this stuff. The low clouds, the fog, you know, it's just, they're just hanging there. Not going to go anywhere for 2 more days. Friday night, ridge flattens out, system comes in, rain, maybe mixed with a little bit of freezing rain on Saturday, then all rain and a lot warmer on Saturday, and sunshine, go figure, on Sunday. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Chelan County residents, it's your chance to chime in and give input on the proposed Chelan County budget. Next Tuesday, December 10th, is the public meeting. It's required by law. County commissioners will be there, and you can be there as well. It'll be at 11:30 at their chambers on Douglas Street. You can participate in person, you can participate via Zoom, and they encourage you to do so. The county expects to spend about $61 million next year. That is an increase over this year. The problem is that's about $5 million more than Chelan County thinks it will take in as revenue next year, so they got to do something. The commissioner's final budget workshop before passage is scheduled for Monday, and again, the public meeting is on Tuesday. The Chelan County PUD's 9-goal 50-year vision called Imagine 2075 is ready for you to take a look at. According to the PUD, the plan took about a year to develop. The draft includes scenarios of what could happen if the PUD didn't have a plan. The 9 goals include items like ensuring energy and water are available for future generations, building a strong workforce, and investing in equipment that makes service more reliable. Customers, you can provide feedback. You can email customer outreach at chelan.org, or you can take a short survey later on the week. It'll be live on the Chelan PUD's website. The full 50-year plan can also be found on the PUD's website. Commissioners will review the feedback that they get at their meeting on December 16th. The Washington Court of Appeals has upheld a King County Superior Court decision that said Facebook parent company Meta is subject to campaign finance law. Back in 2020, Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson filed a lawsuit against Facebook that asserted they intentionally violated the state's campaign finance laws. The law requires commercial advertisers to maintain certain records on campaign ads, and those records need to be made public, which for digital advertisers includes the cost and the sponsor of the ad, as well as targeting and reach information. The Court of Appeals ruled that Meta violated Washington law 822 times, and they ordered them to pay $24.6 million in penalties plus 12% interest per year. The court also ordered Meta to reimburse the Attorney General's costs and fees at a tripled rate. That'll come out to about $10.5 million. Winter logging operations have begun on 2 timber sales in the Lake Wenatchee area. The Upper Wenatchee Pilot Project aims to make 75,000 acres in the Upper Valley more proof against wildfire, and that means logging traffic on some Forest Service roads in that area. The tree felling and road preparation actually began back in October. Operators are making use of the frozen ground to remove their loads from the backcountry. Ranger Eric Attacker with the Wenatchee River Ranger District says snowmobilers and other winter recreationists need to be aware there'll be a lot of truck traffic on West Chiawana, Meadow Creek, and Meadow Ridge roads, as well as in the Fish Lake Snow Park. Now, the activity is just going to be on weekdays. That means snowmobile use can continue on all roads during the weekends. By the way, logging operations will continue in that area through the summer of next year. And a Wenatchee artisan has turned her passion for creativity into a thriving business of 3D printed toys and gifts. Deborah Hay is the owner of Wenatchee 3D Printed Gifts, and she uses her skills to craft everything from colorful dragons to sensory-friendly toys for kids. Hay has been selling her unique items at local markets for about 5 years, and she wants your ideas too. For more details or to shop, you can visit Wenatchee's3dprints.com or go to the Pybus Public Market, which is where we met up with her. This feature business is part of a series on local artisans. It's a partnership between us and the Wenatchee world.
I started my business like 4 years ago, and I started out with candles and gift items and cards and stuff. And my nephew came to visit me, and he was 3D printing. He's from Colorado, and he showed me his 3D printing stuff and said, oh, I could probably make molds to pour my wax in for my candles, but part of this process is heat. So it didn't work out too well because you don't want to pour your wax too cold. So, and then that year I started making Christmas ornaments. So I 3D print all of my my prints that you can see out here. I have many more designs, but as I'm learning how to make my own designs, I'll buy the designs online and have the commercial right so I can sell that design from the designer. And what you do, this is called PLA, it's polylactic acid, and what it does is you take it and you put it in your machine, and after you've made your design and that, you can, what I use is a SD card, and you put it in there and it'll read that design, and if all your calculations and you know the maintenance on your machine is correct, then it'll print out something like this. So I started printing more items, you know, and people are asking me about like the dragons and stuff, and then those became really good hits. So I just decided, well, this is more profitable, and I'm just going to go all with 3D printing. So each week I'll make sure I have at least 5 of your dragons, because those are the most popular. And then, so it's Christmas season, so I'll do the Christmas. And Grinch was very popular this year, so I started with that and the gnomes. And then your characters like Spider-Man and Batman, and then for Star Wars. I have grandkids in that, and a few of them are autistic, and they just love the toys and that I made. And I enjoy coming down here and just inspiring other people to 3D print.
And that is the news on this Thursday. The news will come your way tonight with Grant and Eric at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10 right here on this very television station. If that doesn't work into your schedule, and we know you're busy because we're all busy, don't worry. We'll have the news up and running on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, right around 5 o'clock. Same deal with our Facebook page and our YouTube page. We want to make our newscast, which we think is important, as accessible to you as possible. So we go out of our way. And if you're out and about and you see something that you think might be newsworthy, don't hesitate. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. News@NCWLIFE.com. Still to come, sports. The obscure holiday. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Paws for Pets. I almost forgot about Paws for Pets. Rosie the dog needs a home. I almost forgot about that. Rosie, I'm sure, didn't. Mike Bernard has got an opinion in my conversation with B.J. Anderson, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. It's a busy Thursday. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors.
The Cashmere Chamber of Commerce mission is to promote and support new and existing businesses. Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do, located in downtown Cashmere.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it.
What the?
Are you gonna call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just gonna drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
Minutes after the hour in sports, the Seattle Kraken, fresh off that big road victory against Carolina, are in Belmont Park, New York tonight. They'll take on the Islanders. Both teams have 25 points on the year, although Seattle has won 3 more times than the Islanders. New York leads the league in overtime losses. They have 7. The puck drops at 4:30 on ESPN Plus and Hulu. Seattle takes on the Devils in New Jersey tomorrow. Then they conclude their road trip at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers on Sunday morning. The Washington State women remain winless on the road this season. They lost to the Ducks in Eugene last night 85-70. The Eastern women lost to the host team of the Big Sky Summit League Challenge. It was 81-58. South Dakota State over the Eastern women and the Eastern men. Hey, at least their losing streak is over. They snapped their 6-game slide. They beat North Dakota 87-81. Prep girls basketball, pretty good slate. All non-leaguers, of course. It's still very early in the season. Brewster Bears will travel down 97 to take on the Wenatchee Panther ladies at 5:30. That will be on our Facebook page, streaming live on our Facebook page at 5:30. Grant Olson with the call here. Kennewick travels to Moses Lake at 5:30. Liberty Bell will be at Omak at 5:45. Almost all of these, by the way, are girls-boys doubleheader. Cascade makes the trip to Manson at 6 o'clock. It'll be Okanagan and Pateros girls at 6, and Curlew and Tenasket at 6 o'clock. As far as the boys are concerned, pretty much the same schedule, just a little bit later. Again, the Brewster Bears, the Wenatchee Panthers at the Wenatchee High Gymnasium. That'll be both on our Facebook page and on our television station at 7 o'clock tonight, again with Grant on the call. Moses Lake and Kennewick in the boys' game at 7 o'clock right after the ladies. Same deal with Liberty Bell at Omak. A little bit later at 7:15, Cascade will be at Manson at 7:30. Same deal with Curlew and Tenasket. And yes, we have basketball tonight. Brewster, Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. Again, the girls will be at 5:30, the boys at 7. The girls will only be on Facebook so we don't preempt our newscast because people like our news. The boys will be on both Facebook and television at 7 o'clock. Grant Olson with the call. And those are just some of the games that people are playing or scheduled to be playing. Anyway, you can celebrate the following obscure holidays if you are so inclined. It is World Soil Day. Things grow in soil, not dirt. I learned that from Bonnie Orr. Dirt is inert. You want soil, not dirt. So let's celebrate soil today. It is Bathtub Party Day. I don't have a bathtub, so I can't have a party in there. It's International Ninja Day. Good for them. But it was on this date, 1955, that the American Federation of Labor and the Congress of Industrial Organizations merged after fighting and fussing. So today is their day. It's AFL-CIO Day. It's by far the largest umbrella organization for unions in this country. Fun facts about unions. I got them on this AFL-CIO Day. On average, workers earn about 12% more money, union workers do, than non-union workers. Workers are more likely to participate in employer-provided retirement benefits than non-union workers. Union workers have more access to paid sick days than non-union workers. Remember, paid sick days is not a right. Your company has no obligation to actually give you any. If you're African American, Latino, or a woman, you will earn, on average, 29% more if you belong to a union than if you don't. About 96% of union workers have employer-provided health insurance, and only 69% of non-union workers have employer-provided health insurance. Union membership topped off about 1979-1980. It has been steadily declining since, with a couple of bumps along the way. So if you are a member of the union or a union, today is your day today. It is AFL-CIO Day. They are 69 years old today. 23 minutes after the hour, today in history. Well, that didn't take long. December 5th, 1933, 91 years ago today, the 21st Amendment to the Constitution is ratified, which repealed the 18th Amendment, which was a complete fiasco. The 18th Amendment, of course, alcohol prohibition, which did nothing to keep people from indulging. In fact, if anything, it increased it, and of course it also increased the power of organized crime. So they got their act together and said, okay, this isn't actually working. Maybe we should get rid of the 18th Amendment, but since it's an amendment, it takes another amendment to get rid of that one. Didn't take very long. It was passed by Congress in February of that year, and then they sent it off to the states, and it took only 8 months from February of 1933 to December of 1933 to get the required 3/4 of states to approve to put the 21st Amendment into effect. You will never guess in a million years the state that put it over the top. What was the state to get to the required 3/4 majority to approve the 21st Amendment? You ready for this? Utah. Of all the states to ratify the 21st, it was Utah who put them over the top. Who'd have thunk? Drink up, folks. You can do it again illegally after a number of years. That was the 21st Amendment 91 years ago today. We're dealing with an air inversion, low clouds and fog, but it doesn't really kill people. Low clouds and fog in London did kill people. It began on this date in 1952, 72 years ago today. Bitterly cold weather in London, and they had an air inversion. The low clouds and the fog just hung over London. And of course, in London, you burn coal to keep warm, and because it was so cold, they kept burning coal, and it was really bad coal. It was low-grade coal because they had to sell all the good coal. All the good coal England shipped off to other countries. They had to pay off their World War II debts, so the good coal that burned cleaner anyway wasn't available. So domestic coal, which was full of sulfur dioxide, just created the smoke. It went up, it went against the lid, it came right back down again. And of course, all the power stations in the greater London area, coal-fired, and that added to the pollution. And it killed people. It actually killed people. When it was all said and done, government medical reports in 1952 said about 4,000 people died as a direct result of the smog and the pollution. They did more research much later on. They said, no, it was more like 10,000 to 12,000 people who actually died from respiratory tract infections because of the smog. And another 100,000 people got sick. So yes, pollution can in fact kill you. It certainly did in London for about 5 days in 1952. And speaking of England, the ticket on your left is a history-making ticket to the Liverpool Empire Theatre for the second performance on Sunday, December 5th. 59 years ago today, December 5th, 1965, the Beatles played their last ever show in their hometown of Liverpool at the Liverpool Empire Theatre during their final tour of their home country. 40,000 people applied for 2 shows. The theater sat about 2,500 people. They did 2 shows, an afternoon show and an evening show. 40,000 ticket applications, only 5,000 tickets were available. The Beatles would never play again in their hometown of Liverpool after this date, 59 years ago today. Birthdays are all heavenly birthdays. We always do presidents. Now there's mutton chops. Now, if we had a contemporary presidential candidate who grew mutton chops like that, I'd vote for him in a heartbeat. I don't care what their policies or politics are. Martin Van Buren, the 8th president of the United States, born in the state in 1782, died in 1862 at the age of 79. One of our more forgotten presidents. He was a caretaker. He was right after Andrew Jackson, so he had a big act to follow. Martin Van Buren was the very first president to have been born after the American Revolution, so you could actually say he may have been our first American president because all 7 of the previous presidents were British subjects. When they were born, they were answerable to the crown. Martin Van Buren was not. Martin Van Buren grew up speaking Dutch. English was his second language. He is the only president who had to learn English because his native language was Dutch, and his family spoke Dutch most of the time when they were together. After he left the presidency, Martin Van Buren wrote an autobiography, one of the very first presidents to write his memoirs. And in his autobiography, Martin Van Buren never mentioned his wife of 12 years. He never mentioned his 4 children, and he never mentioned his presidency in his memoirs. I bet you that was a bestseller. Martin Van Buren. There's some mutton chops. Bring them back, baby. Born in the state in 1782. Walt Disney. Born in the state in 1901, one of the most significant figures in American entertainment history, no question about that. He was 16 years old. He dropped out of high school and joined the Red Cross Ambulance Corps to go to France in World War I, but you got to be at least 17 to do that. So he forged his birth date on his birth certificate so he could take part in World War I. He, of course, was very wealthy. He had drivers, he had a live-in housekeeper, staff members at his disposal, and yet Walt Disney took great pride in driving his 2 daughters to school every day. And maybe this most fascinating fact of all about Walt Disney, their live-in housekeeper and cook was Thelma Howard. She was Walt Disney's live-in housekeeper and cook for 3 decades, and as part of her annual Christmas bonus, the Disneys, instead of giving her money, gave her stock in the Walt Disney Company. Well, Thelma Howard never did anything with her shares. She never sold them. She never traded them. She just kept them. When Thelma Howard died In 1994, she had $10 million in the bank, and she gave it all away. She gave $5 million to help poor and disabled children in the greater Los Angeles area, and she gave $5 million to the care of her son who was disabled. Not bad. Walt Disney, born in the state in 1901. And a wop bop a loopa, a wop bam boom. Keep a knockin', tutti frutti, the girl can't help it, slippin' and slidin', the great Richard Wayne Penniman, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, the inaugural class of 1986, the great Little Richard, born in the state in 1932. Little Richard's music is never far from my turntable. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Pretty much anybody with any kind of contemporary house has one HVAC system. In the summertime, it cools you down. In the wintertime, it warms you up. That's a lot to ask, especially with the extreme climate that we have here. If you think something might not be on the up and up, and maybe you just want a new one, your first call is to Alpine Air. Still to come, a conversation with B.J. Anderson from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Mike Minotti's got an opinion as well. But first things first, Rosie the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
How old do we think Rosie is?
She's, we think, around 2-ish, 3 maybe. Not super old, but all we have to go off is her teeth, so. Rosie was originally a stray, I believe. She went through hold and has been here ever since, unfortunately. She's always really active and kind of one of those diamond in the rough dogs. She gets overlooked a lot because people think, you know, she looks like a husky shepherd thing, and she's actually really great. A couple of our volunteers take her on runs, and she does dog zoomies, which is the treadmill, and she loves other dogs and people, so. We've had her for a few months now. She did our Cascade event with us, so that was October 22nd, and she was here before that for, I believe, a month, so a couple months. Huh? She's definitely a will do anything for treats kind of dog. She loves to please, she loves to play. She's kind of a flower child, if you will. She is very bubbly and bouncy, and she's always very eager to meet everyone, and as you can see with treats, she is very attentive. And she is super smart, so she's really good at picking up new things that we're training her. Kind of like what we were doing with this bar here. She's really willing to learn, and so I think that's one of the great things about her is that she's very easy to train. The one thing that we've noticed is that she does like to run around, and if she sees pigeons and whatnot, she'll be like, oh my gosh, okay, they want to play with me, and then she'll run away. So other than that, she does mellow quite a bit. Once she's done like office fosters and things like that, she is pretty mellow and will just kind of hunker down. So we know that she can have an alternative side rather than just being an energetic and exciting pup. She also could be a bit of a couch potato. So Rosie does playgroup with us. She's actually one of the dogs that we choose to do introductions to playgroup. So dogs that may have not ever been tested with us to do playgroup. She's one of those easy dogs that we know gets along with most others. And so she's very good with other dogs within our care. We don't have any cats to test her out with, so we don't know how she does a whole bunch with cats. Because she has kind of chased around pigeons, we would assume that if something's moving pretty fast, she'd be like, oh my gosh, what is that kind of thing? She hasn't displayed any kind of negative behavior with us here, other than just wanting to jump and be in your lap a little bit. So we think she would probably be okay with kids. As you can tell, she's really easy to handle, and other than doing some pulling because she's a little young and really excited to get out of the kennel, once she does like runs and stuff with our volunteers, she's really mellow. She lets you touch her all over. She is definitely one of those diamond in the rough dogs that gets overlooked quite a bit. So you can come in and you can do a meet and greet with her. We are open every day except for Wednesdays, starting at 12:30. And then other than that, you can always look on our website. You can see all the dogs we have up for adoption. Rosie is one of those, and we try to get as updated pictures as we can. And then you can come in and meet her.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
No, don't lick the camera.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Stay warm this holiday season with the latest high-quality fashions from Vuori, Patagonia, and North Face. Lake Chelan Sports has a huge selection with boots and gloves to match. Find it in downtown Chelan.
You're invited to experience small-town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, that lighted cross that overlooks Wenatchee in the south, you know, I kind of like it. I actually do. Though I do think if Jesus came back, he'd see that and go, my gosh, that's the last thing I wanted to see. You know, but this recent controversy with the cross supporters saying that they want these crosses to proclaim their faith in response to being persecuted is absolutely ridiculous. If Christians in this country are being subjected to any criticism, it's mainly because of our own self-righteous behavior. And I don't think the answer is to shove our faith in other people's faces, claiming that we're only standing up for our rights. Now, Jesus called us to be peacemakers. And when the Apostle Paul told us to live in peace with everybody, I don't think he meant to force our belief on others, which honestly is exactly what this cross is doing. So whether I like it or not really isn't the point, is it? This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors. Gayton's Green Weidenbach. They add value to their clients' projects and contribute to their clients' success. Doan's Valley Pharmacy in the heart of downtown Cashmere. Discover great gifts and they'll gift wrap for free.
Let your kindness shine bright at Boswell's. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Culinary Apple is the place for holiday gift giving. We have gifts for everyone, including our most popular gift box full of locally grown apples, our famous fudge, and cinnamon glazed nuts. Let Culinary Apple make your gift giving easy this year.
You're invited to experience small town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the town, people were shopping and driving all around. But every Sunday at 10, you would find them all here at Wine Girl Wines for the Bloody Mary breakfast buffet, football, and beer.
You're invited to experience small town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
Welcome back to the program. She got the job in mid-October. She started the job just about a month ago. She is the new executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. We'd like to welcome to the program BJ Anderson. BJ, by the way, stands for BJ, which I learned. Welcome to the Wenatchee Valley, and congratulations on the new job. A high-profile job, a big job. Talk about the whole process. How did this land on your lap? You talk to your family members, say, hey, this might be a good place to move to. A new challenge. Talk about the whole process of how you went from the Willamette Valley to the Wenatchee Valley.
So, which is hilarious because I will often say the Willamette Valley Humane Society quickly because that was where I started working. And now I'm learning to say the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. So in looking for this, you want the whole story.
Sure.
When I was the executive director at Willamette Humane Society, I realized at a certain point that the best route forward for the Willamette Humane Society was to initiate and pursue a merger with Oregon Humane Society. And it took some time. COVID happened in the middle of that process. But the board and I agreed on that as the right step forward. We went through that process and successfully completed that merger on July 1st of 2022. So then my job as executive director was over. I stayed with the Oregon Humane Society post-merger in a couple of roles, most recently the director of volunteer engagement across that. So during that time leading up to the merger, I knew that my job wouldn't be continuing past that. So we were looking at, what's the next step? What's the next place? Interestingly, I first came across the Wenatchee Valley posting the first time Dawn Davies was going to retire, and it wasn't the right timing. I reached out to Dawn and talked to her. At that point, she was like, "Oh, it'd be wonderful. Are you going to apply?" And I was like, "It's just not the right time. I really need to stay through this transition. I need to steward this team and this organization through the merger." So just put it aside, and we had explored some other options for places, other opportunities to lead organizations, and I was looking both in the environment and in animal welfare. Those are kind of my two passion projects. When this opening came up again, I was really interested because I had already been interested in Wenatchee. I love Washington. I have although born and raised in Oregon, I've spent quite a bit of time in the Gifford-Pinchot in that area of central Washington. So love Central Oregon, really interested in central Washington as well. So it felt like a nice location move. And I've always admired what Dawn had built here. I knew her as a colleague while she was going through the capital campaign and building the beautiful spay-neuter clinic that we have, the veterinary clinic, and developing the programs that serve the community. So I thought this would be a really good fit. And in the research, looking at where the organization was, I realized it had been through some turmoil with some leadership changes. And that was actually probably kind of a right fit for me with the experience that I have in the field and the leadership that I have to be able to come in and settle in here and help the organization kind of stabilize again and be doing the, industry leading work that it's known for. And also, as I help the organization and the community in that way, also developing a succession plan for the next up-and-coming leader who's going to hopefully take over when I'm done here, because that's an important part of the job right from the beginning, is making sure that we've got a smoother transition when I'm done.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society's reputation is the employees here are among the very best that there is in their chosen line of work, and it's not an easy line of work. That probably helped a little bit too, because you're dealing with a lot of people who've been here for a long time. Yeah, there's been turnover at the leadership position, but not in the general staff. They've been here for a while.
Yeah, we have a good mix actually of both. There's some people that have been here quite a long time, and there's some newer people that have come in the last year or two. There's some people who have moved internally into new roles and new positions. But there's a really quality staff. There's a huge commitment to the work that we're doing. And also, I will say, in the community as well, what I'm hearing everywhere I go is so much respect for the organization and a real desire for the organization to be thriving and successful, and just a lot of goodwill in the community.
Why animals? At what point when you were growing up as a little girl or whatever, you said, I think I want to work with animals when I grow up? Was that part of the equation? Or did you stumble into it?
Well, yes and yes.
Yeah.
So I was born animal focused, and horse crazy from birth. Even though I grew up in Portland and my family wasn't into horses. So yeah, when you're a kid and people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would shock people because I would say I was probably maybe 10 or something, 9 or 10. And I'd say, I want to be a police officer in New York City. And people their jaw would just drop. Like, what? Why? To me, in my childhood, that was the only career I knew of that was on horseback.
Oh.
There were mounted police in New York City. I saw them on the news. I saw them on TV. So I'm like, I want to be a police officer in New York City. So interestingly, I ended up with a degree in equestrian studies, and I spent most of the 80s taking care of the San Francisco mounted police horses as a stable attendant.
Wow.
So in a weird way, I accomplished that goal. And then I was done. I had like a midlife crisis in my 20s and was like, all right, now what? And some crazy circular paths took me to a lot of different places. I actually spent a year doing environmental restoration in Clark County, Washington for AmeriCorps. So got to plant a bunch of native plants along the Salmon Creek watershed. And it's been incredible to go back. I can't even recognize the sites that we worked on because they've grown up and filled in. And that gave me a lot of just a really rewarding experience. So.
This is, as I mentioned at the start of this conversation, BJ, this is a high-profile job. This is not, you can't be a wallflower and do this job very well. You've been here in the Wenatchee Valley for a little over a month now. What do you hear about the Valley and this relationship with your organization as you're out and about talking to people?
What I hear is honestly a lot of compassion for the staff, and some, there's some acknowledgement of like, well, there's been some tough things, but nobody really dwells on that. What they all hope for, they've been so welcoming everywhere I go. It's just like, oh, we're so glad you're here. How can we help you? How can we support you? And I talked to a guy who was opening a shop in Kashmir, and he's like, oh, do you need a place to park your horses? I have a friend with some property. I was just like, there's so much kindness and goodwill. So even when I'm hearing from the community of like, well, there's some challenges or there's some things that need work, but we're really glad you're here and we want you to, how can we help you do that? So.
There are communities that are larger than the Wenatchee Valley that don't have anything like a humane society like we have.
That's true.
A nonprofit-based organization with a lot of volunteer work, and that's really the key. I mean, you can have your professionals who do a great job here, but if you don't have volunteers and people helping you guys to grow and thrive, you're not getting anywhere, are you?
That's
not
correct.
making any progress at all.
Correct.
So,
yep.
So what can we do for you and the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society?
Adopt.
There you go.
This little kitty's going to be at the firehouse, available for adoption. She's adorable. But anything that we can, any help that we can get in terms of, there's volunteering. We can always use volunteers. Foster homes, we love our foster homes, particularly for some of our long stay animals, our long stay dogs. Getting them out into a home for a little while is a huge help because their behavior here in the shelter is not who they are in the home, and we want to know who they are in the home so we can find them the next home. And then, of course, attend our events, donate. Everything you can do. And how you can really help?
Yeah.
Find me a licensed vet tech who wants to come work for us.
There you go.
We need a licensed veterinary technician to join our team.
The word is out, folks.
The
word is out. Having been a part and worked with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society and adopted dogs and cats here, one of the things that people notice, and I noticed it, is when the kids come with the family, they're thinking about adopting a cat or a dog, they kind of fall in love with like the first thing that they see. We want to take Rex home, or we want to take the kitty home, and the professionals here, and I can vouch for this, they will give you an honest opinion, like maybe this isn't going to work out so good. This animal needs a fenced yard, or this animal is not an outside animal. They're honest with you. They're straight up with you in a way that you need to be. So this is a good marriage. And the last thing you want to do is have to bring a cat or a dog back after 3 weeks because it didn't work out.
Yeah, and I think the approach that we really want to take with people is not necessarily that this is not the pet for you, but you're telling me that you're looking for this, and this pet has this behavior. If you want to bring this pet home, here's some things you're going to need to maybe compromise on.
Exactly.
Or here's some management that you might need to have, or some different expectations that you're going to have in your relationship with this pet.
Pet ownership can be difficult, but boy, it pays off 10 times in the kind of love that an animal can only, and the animals know, they can't lie to you. So let's get this little bugger a home. One last question for you, BJ, and I'll cut you loose. In the world of humane societies and adoptions and clinics like you have here, the Great Clinic, is there things change a little bit in the wintertime when the weather gets colder? Do you see things shift to a different kind of dynamic here with the animal situation?
That's an opportunity for me to learn. I have not lived in an area. I haven't lived in an area that has winter like this. So that'll be a learning curve for me. Although I am looking forward to living in a community where people know how to drive in the snow.
By the way, BJ and her husband looking for some horse property.
Or my wife.
4 of them, right? You got 4 horses that you need, and other animals too, right?
Dogs, cats.
Dogs, cats. So, as usual, you would have a lot of animals. BJ, I want to wish you the very best luck. Thanks for taking some time out of your busy day. Welcome to the Wenatchee Valley. Let's get you and your wife a nice place to live, and let's make this, you've already brightened up this community, and hopefully we can continue going with the good work.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Absolutely. Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, folks, they do great work. BJ Anderson is now in charge, and my gut feeling tells me she's going to be here a while. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Come on up to the Winter Wonderland at Tipsy Canyon Winery. Thursdays feature live music, bonfires, spectacular lights, cozy vibes, and that now famous view. Add award-winning wines and you've got it all right here. You've arrived in Tipsy Canyon country.
You're invited to experience small town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock, but when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
All right, I got time to remind you to send me your email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com, but that's only if you want to win a $50 gift card to Lush Life. It's all part of the Chelan Chamber of Commerce, the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce, and Manson to get people to go up and do your holiday shopping and get that small town vibe you can only get by being in a small town, and certainly the charms of Chelan don't go away in the winter time. By the way, you might even run into Santa while you're up there. He seems to be all over Chelan lately, so now we know where Santa spends his spare time when he's not busy up at the North Pole. Lush Life, it's a beauty store, it's a health store. They got a little bit of everything, and they're gonna have stuff in that store at Lush in downtown Chelan that you're not gonna find anywhere else. You're gonna go, where do they find these things? You can find out for yourself. Send me an email, winner@ncwlife.com, winner@ncwlife.com. I'll do the drawing, hopefully, by the close of business tomorrow, so you got basically 24 hours to enter. Remember, it's one entry per email address, so if you have more than one email address and you know who you are, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter continuously over and over again on the same email address. For one thing, we keep track of these things, and for another thing, it's annoying. In any event, if you want to win a $50 gift card to Lush in beautiful downtown Chelan, send me your email, winner@ncwlife.com. And again, we'll do this every Tuesday and every Thursday right through the holiday season. Thank you to our friends at the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce and all the participating businesses. It was 30 degrees when this show started. It's still 30 degrees, but change, as Sam Cooke once sang, a change is going to come. It has nothing to do with the weather. It's more like civil rights. But in any event, the big ridge of high pressure has been dominating our weather for almost 2 weeks now. Going to start flattening out. It's going to move out of position, and that means a shortwave trough, and that means rain and warmer temperatures. Let's check out this one more time in case you missed it at the start of the show. That's what we're looking at. Some light wintry precipitation this weekend. The lower you are, the odds are much better you're going to get rain, although we could see some pockets of freezing rain very early tomorrow morning before it switches over to all rain by Saturday, say 8 or 9 a.m. because this is a pretty warm bunch of air that's coming our way. It's warm and it's wet. So we're going to finally bust out of these low clouds and fog and finally see something a little different from the National Weather Service. Clouds and fog, today, tomorrow, and Friday night. And then things change. The big change really is going to be Saturday rain most of the day, not heavy rain. We're not going to get a lot, but it'll be pretty steady. And look how much warmer we're going to get on Saturday. We'll be pushing 44 or 45 degrees, and we finally get to see the sunshine for the first time in about 2.5 weeks, it seems like, on Sunday with a high of 46. I'm liking that. And that's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.